Hare Krishna. Let's begin with the 21st and 22nd shloka today. Senayor ubhayor madhye ratham sthapayamechyutah yavad etan niriksheham yodhu kaman avasthitan kairmaya saha yodhavyam asmin rana samudyame. Let's see the meaning. Arjuna said, O infallible one, please draw my chariot between the two armies so that I may see those present here who desire to fight and with whom I must contend in this great trial of arms. So here Arjuna is referring to Krishna as infallible one, the supreme one, Lord Krishna, to draw his chariot between the two armies so he can have a look amongst who want to fight against him, right? Who are desiring to fight against him and with whom he must contend in this great trial of arms, right? So he's just asking Krishna to to move the chariot a bit forward and look at the great warriors who are willing to fight against him. Let's see the purport once. Although Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, out of his causeless mercy, he was engaged in the service of his friend. Right? So here the relation between Arjuna and Krishna is shown as a friend, right? A close friend. He never fails in his affection for his devotees, and thus he is addressed herein as infallible. As charioteer, he had to carry out the orders of Arjuna, and since he did not hesitate to do so, he is addressed as infallible. Although he had accepted the position of charioteer for his devotee, his supreme position was not challenged. In all circumstances, he is the supreme personality of Godhead. Rishikesha, the Lord of the total senses, the relation between Lord and his servitor is very sweet and transcendental. The servitor is always ready to render service to the Lord, and similarly, the Lord is always seeking an opportunity to render some service to the devotee. He takes great pleasure in his pure devotees, assuming the advantageous position of ordering him than he does in beginning the giver of orders. Since he is master, everyone is under his orders, and no one is above him to order him. But when he finds that a pure devotee is ordering him, he obtains transcendental pleasure, although he is the infallible master in all circumstances. As a pure devotee of the Lord, Arjuna had no desire to fight with his cousins and brother, but he was forced to come onto the battlefield by the obstinacy of Duryodhana, who was never agreeable to any peaceful negotiations. Therefore, he was very anxious to see who the leading person on the battlefield were. Although there was no question of peacemaking endeavor on the battlefield, he wanted to see them again and to see how much they were bent upon demanding an unwanted war. Here it is so beautifully described, the relation of a pure devotee and a Lord. Even though Krishna, being the Supreme Lord, uh, comes under the service of his pure devotees. So the relation between the two of them is so beautifully described over here, and how Krishna helps Arjuna mercilessly, even though being an infallible one, right? And here it's also said that Arjuna had no desire to fight with his cousins and brothers, right? He was forced by the obstinacy of Duryodhana, right? That is his a kind of ego, I would say, right? Who was never agreeable to any peaceful negotiations. So because of that, Arjuna is fighting this battle. And yeah, that's what this shloka means. Hare Krishna.